everybody, it's Alexandra Minakova here. I'm a dancer, artist, creator, and today is another episode of Top 5 series that I've created to talk about things that helped me to be better artist, dancer, personality, and I hope might also help you. Today I'm talking about top 5 things to learn about dance in theory. And the next video will be about practical aspects, the things that you should learn about dance practically. But today the whole video is about theoretical aspect of our beautiful craft, dancing. The first thing is counts. And of course, counts are very, very important to understand and to know, and especially when you are doing job, when you are on the show. Because it really influences how synchronical you all are. It influences your personal performance, and especially if you are a leader of any kind, if you are a dance captain, if you are a coach, if you are a director, choreographer, of course. It's very important to give counts to people you teach choreography to understand them, to have them when you create the choreography. And here, I would say the basic musical education would be very, very helpful. And from my own experience, I was introduced to some musical meters basically when I was doing ballroom back then in childhood. And the first hints of syncopation and slow and quick steps, you know, they came at that period of time. But actually, the really deep understanding of music as such came at 20, came into my life at 20 when I started to take piano classes. And I played piano for 5 years. I had amazing teacher. And she really introduced me the whole musical world. And I really got the idea of the whole picture and how mathematical music actually is. And it really blew my mind how tremendously useful this experience turned out to be, especially for my dance job. Because, you know, I started playing piano intuitively just because I wanted. And actually, piano is my favorite instrument ever, and one of my biggest influences, musical influences and artistic influences is Alicia Keys. And I adore everybody who play piano. So I started to do that myself because I wanted. But it turned out to be really, really important in my dance practice and very helpful in my dance job. So I would recommend you to get those basics of music theory. It might be online education. Again, it might be some classes in college or university. Also, you might play some instrument, and the part of it, of course, is music theory. So whatever is accessible to you, but definitely is very useful to understand those strong and weak beats in music, to understand different meters, because they can be simple, they can be compound, complex, and sometimes it's not even enough to understand and hear and count yourself. Music like Stravinsky's music, sometimes it's very difficult because there are so many switches from meter to meter, and it's always better to have the score, to know precisely what you are working with. Another aspect is history of choreography. And of course, if you are already dancing in a show, if you got the job, if you are talented and passionate artist, of course, it's okay, first of all, to dance. And our job is about practical side of the matter, of course. But when we are talking professionally, it's also very important to understand the history of each style, because once you learn that, actually it gives you again the whole picture of what was going on when the style has appeared, what was going on in society, what was the fashion like, what was the music like, because all choreography appears from music and it depends on it very tightly. And it gives you the picture what was the political climate like, you know, the economical system, what was going on in society. So it's the whole picture of what was going on in the world. And when you learn that and you translate that through yourself on stage, it could be much more emotional and deep and interesting. And I guess it really enriches you as an artist as well. Next aspect is physiology and biology. And it's very important for every dancer, and especially if you are a team leader, again, if you are a choreographer or director of the project, or you all the time on a set with people, with dancers, you know, or even if you're a dance captain, a coach, no matter, it's very important to understand how your body works, the basics. And into my life, unfortunately, this knowledge came with first injuries, because I was not good at biology at school, let's be honest. And I had to learn something when I got my first injuries. And I was lucky enough to have great therapeutist who was not lazy or angry to explain me what is the structure of the spine, of the backbone, and how it all works, and what medicine should I take, and what exercises should I do more or less, and stuff like that. And I'm still learning. And also in my experience, I had the situations where on the show when the weather was really, really hot, and some people used to faint after the show. And really, it's very good to have somebody who can give you the first aid in your team, and including you as a dancer, and especially as a leader, as a coach or a creator, choreographer, or a team leader, a dance captain, whatever. So it's very important to know how your personal body works, and how you can be useful for your body. What can you do for your body? And it's very important to be able to give the first medical aid. Next aspect is dance styles. Of course, very important matter. And practically, we all have certain background in a certain dance styles, but at certain point of your life, you might get a switch, and you might get an interest into other different styles, and you might go to some classes. But actually, I think it's impossible to cover everything practically, or it takes really a lot of time. But what you can do, at least you can learn as much as you can about any existing style, especially again in professional environment, and if you are a leader, if you are a choreographer, because you know we work together, and you will work with people as well, and if they have another background than you do, and it's something that you haven't even ever tried, it's better at least to know in theory that this style exists, and to know the basics, where it comes from. And I believe it really enriches you, and it might ignite the interest in you one day, and also it helps the communication in the team. And the last thing that is also very, very important is to learn about industry and the system in whole. Because when you get the job, you know, you might get a little bit relaxed, and think that things will be going on themselves, you know. But practically, it's not always like that. You have to learn about the industry. You have to learn constantly what is going on in management. What about the salaries? What about the conditions? What are work conditions, work schedule? What are the rules? And what are the specifics to a certain country? Because in different countries, the situation is completely different. Different audience, different people, different tastes, different management, different legitimate aspects, different laws, you know. In some countries, it's very, very easy to get the work visa. In some countries, it's almost impossible. So you have to learn all of that stuff, because one day you also might become choreographer or leader of any kind in team, you know, or director of the project yourself, director of the school, whatever. But schools also prepare people potentially to be artists, to be a professional in a perspective, right? So you never know where life might take you. So it's better always to learn learn as much as you can. And even if you're a student, if you are not about getting the job yet, again, learn the possibilities, learn the options, which countries suggest, what education they suggest, or what you might get in the end, what kind of diploma and what professional level you might get in the end. So one more time, top 5 things to learn about dance in theory. Counts. Or better to have, if possible, to have some basic musical education. History, and really, as I said, it enriches you artistically. Physiology and biology, of course, very important aspects to know about your body and be able to give the first medical aid. Dance styles, of course, because it enlarges your vocabulary and it improves communication in the team. And the last one, industry and system. Learn as much as you can about educational and work possibilities in each country, and one day it might be very, very helpful for you. So I hope this video also was very helpful for you. I wish you good trainings as usual. I wish you well. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching. I would be very happy to see you on my YouTube channel again. So till the next time, bye bye.